Hi everyone, my name is Rose and you are watching Living Simply the Organic You. Today I wanted to talk about nutrition. And for me, I express nutrition through vegetarianism and veganism. I began my vegetarian journey about 3 years ago. It was the first time in my life I had actually taken the steps to assert what I wanted. I was just beginning my divorce process, and I was finally being able to really think about what I wanted, was reinventing myself and really getting down to what my core values were. And that turns out to be health. I started out this journey being very patient with myself. I wasn't able to quit eating meat cold turkey. And I noticed that the more pressure I put on myself to be perfect, the less successful I was. So I noticed about 6 or 7 months into it, I hadn't had any meat. And I felt really good about that. So there was a time where I was going back and forth, but then I was at 7 months or so, and I was feeling really good and solid in my foundation, and I haven't had meat since. It was really important to be patient with myself. I also didn't create fully vegetarian meals for my son in the beginning, and it was more of a transitional time. I wanted to make sure that I had a good foundation before I brought him into this journey with me. And now he hasn't had any meat with me in 3 years also. So, becoming vegetarian was one of the best things I've ever done for myself. I kind of split my life in 2 parts, before I was a vegetarian and after I was a vegetarian. It has had that much of a profound impact for me. Along with that, I incorporated fitness, and those two are a little inseparable. You can't have nutrition health and fitness health. You have to combine them all into one. It is a full lifestyle. So I was able to really see some positive changes. Some of the biggest changes that I noticed for me was my weight. I'd struggled with my weight most of my life, and after having a baby, I was determined to be healthy for that child. I wanted to set a good example for him, and I also wanted to be around for him and be able to participate in his life instead of just watching it happen. So throughout my vegetarian journey, I went from a size 16 down to about a size 10. And I was feeling fantastic. And fitness was one of the most important things with that. I was doing weightlifting and aerobic exercise. And those things, combined with better health through vegetarianism, transformed my life and my attitude. So it's been about 7 months now since I made another transition, and that transition is into raw veganism. So the difference between vegetarians and vegans are that vegetarians still eat dairy, and depending on who you ask, fish. Vegans do not eat any animal products of any kind, and it's also more of a lifestyle where you don't use products that have been tested on animals, and you are very aware of the meat and dairy industries and what they're about, and it's a lifestyle choice that you've made as well as a health choice. I took it a step further after talking with one of my very best friends about her choices of going raw vegan, and this is focused on eating fully raw fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. And this is designed to really eliminate all processed foods, eliminate sugary drinks, eliminate things that are unhealthy, cooking with lots of oils and fats and animal products as well. So I've been into this journey about 7 months, and it has been the most wonderful journey. It has really taught me a lot about myself. So I began this in January of 2015. I also began a few other journeys, and one of them was dyeing my hair back to its natural color of blonde after 12 years of being brunette, and also eliminating makeup completely. So this was a lot to go through all in one stage. As a woman, it is very difficult to leave society's ideas of beauty and start focusing on inner beauty and expressing it as naturally as possible. I went through a lot of ego issues during this time. I was feeling ugly, I wasn't feeling worthy, I was wanting to cover up my detox from dairy products with makeup, but I couldn't, so I had acne everywhere and I wasn't feeling very beautiful or confident. But I kept with it. And about 3 months into it, I started seeing really positive changes in not just my skin through the detoxing, but also through my attitude, my self-worth. There were days where I had to look in the mirror and say, I love you, despite your perceived flaws. And I really had to learn to love myself. I had to look myself in the eye and be able to say that. And I probably wouldn't have done that if I hadn't had started this journey. So it's been about 7 months, and I'm feeling fantastic at this point. My body has gone through most of its detoxing, and I have also gone from a size 10 down to a size 6. And I would like to say that it's a very athletic size 6. I have worked really hard on fitness, and not just becoming slim, but also becoming strong. And that has been fantastic, because a lot of people feel that vegans are just weak and frail and they're not capable of being fit, which is inaccurate. I have become very fit through this lifestyle, but I didn't neglect my fitness. So the benefits that I've seen is I've had less acne, almost completely eliminated it. I feel more confident. I'm not tired. I have the energy to outrun my 5-year-old. We do trail running together. We do biking. I do 24 miles a day, at least 5 days a week on the bike. And my son does 6 miles a day, and he's 5. So we both have an incredible amount of energy. And he is now joining me on this raw vegan journey as well. So it has profound impact for both of us, and our attitudes and the way that he and I interact with each other has been positive. And I also know that he's getting all the nutrients that he needs because I'm more focused on it. A lot of meat eaters are really only concerned about nutrition when they're talking with vegans, but they don't actually apply it to their lives. And that's what a vegan has done for me. It has forced me to apply my ideas and my nutrition to my life. And it's really helped me focus on that for Liam as well, my son. So I know that he's getting leafy greens. I know that he's getting protein. I'm really focused on how much fruit and sugar intake he has. We don't eat processed foods, rarely. And we are about 85 to 90% raw. So there are the occasional sweets where we have fully organic pies, or we have a cereal that is organic, or we don't get cold pressed milk proteins like almond milks or soy. We buy them from the store. So there is wiggle room available, but we really focus on being as healthy as possible. I think most people know that the way to health is through nutrition, and most people know that's fruits and vegetables. I think everyone knows the way. We're all just a little distracted from what that way is. Every time you talk to somebody, a nutritionist, a health professional, a health teacher, they're always encouraging you to eat more fruits and vegetables. That's a no-brainer. I believe that eating them fully raw is not only the easiest way to eat them, but it can keeps all of the nutrients intact. It is true that there are certain nutrients that are more abundant or more readily available when you do cook them, but for the most part, the nutrients that you need come from raw fruits and vegetables. And that is why people who are on this lifestyle feel so fantastic. When you are eating live foods with brilliance and life in them, you feel alive. When you are eating things that are dead, cooked, lacking in nutrients, you're not going to feel alive. You're going to feel sluggish and tired and weak and unhappy. So just observing what kinds of foods you're eating and transitioning into foods that you already know are beneficial for you will make a world of difference. I think the one of the most important things that's been for me in this journey is becoming more creative. I've had to get a little creative with this. It can be a little mundane to eat an apple or just a handful of seeds. You have to get creative, and that's been fantastic. So I've been spiralizing apples and mixing them with nuts and milk instead of buying processed cereal. I have been making noodles out of spiralizers. I have been drinking lots of different smoothies. I have been making fully raw pies and with all sorts of wonderful ingredients, and we can eat the entire pie and it is fantastic, and there's no added sugar, there's no sweeteners. It is completely wholesome ingredients, and I can eat as much of it as I want. Fruit has really been important on this diet. It fills me up. It is full of water and moisturizing. It is hydrating, and you can eat as much as you want and not see spikes in your blood sugar. You cannot see, you don't get that high that kids get when they eat too much sugar. It's a completely different process that your body goes through when it eats whole carbohydrates like that. And your mind works off of carbohydrates and sugars. So if you're lacking those, or you only have them from processed foods, you're not going to feel good. But when you get them from natural sources, you feel amazing. So I would encourage people to try something like this. It's so easy to do a couple of snacks a day fully raw. You can have apples sliced with raw peanut butter. You can do bananas with coconut shavings. It is just the things that you can do. Eat a whole pack of grapes, half a watermelon. Vegans are known for half their watermelons. So please try something. See what this can do for you. When you eat foods that are alive, you will feel alive. So if I leave anybody with a message, I want you to feel alive. I want you to feel happy and healthy, and this is a way, this is a door. Open the door and try it out. So with that, I will leave you. I wish you the best.